And now it is my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker. Jennifer Van Dijk leads Superplastic, a character-driven, animated intellectual property company that creates and owns a universe of characters that has more than 23 million social followers. Jennifer thrives in roles like this, where her vision helps a next-generation entertainment business mix content to drive commerce and the creative economy. Jennifer has been a leader at several organizations. Prior to joining Superplastic, she was president at Dapper Labs in North America, where she oversaw the strategy and execution of major licensing partnerships for NBA, Top Shot, NFL All Day, and more. She was also the chief strategy officer for the LA Clippers, and before that, vice president of team marketing and business at the NBA. You could read more about Jennifer in your program, but in short, her work is significant and inspiring, and I'm thrilled that she's here with us today. And special bonus, she's a native Clevelander with strong, deeply rooted family ties to CIA and to Cain Park. You'll probably hear a little bit about that today in her remarks. So please join me in welcoming Jennifer Van Dijk.
I would like to thank the faculty, staff, trustees, and President Katherine Heidemann for inviting me here today. I am inspired by your leadership and excited for the future of the Cleveland Institute of Art. And thank you to the graduating class. It is good to be surrounded by people whose career plans still make their parents just a little bit nervous. I am decades into my own career, and most of my friends and family still can't tell you what I do. If I vanished tomorrow, my friends would likely say that I spent a lot of time in meetings, made cartoons, and had strong opinions. That's okay. That's actually the goal. Because what they do know, and what they've always known, is that I have followed the things and chased the avenues that light me up. I've followed curiosity like it was my GPS. Despite a lot of twists and turns, that has made me happy, and parents, it paid the bills. I live a life far from the charted course of society's expectations. It is not algorithmically optimized, but it has been memorably, comically, and totally fulfilling so far. We live in a time when every part of our life is a stage, judged, shared, reposted, screenshot, and dissected, sometimes by strangers in the comments section. Whether you're posting your latest composition or just walking down the street with your sketchbook, someone has an opinion. Personally, I think one of the bravest things we can do is to live life as nothing less than our full, authentic selves. So here is my wish for you. Don't live for other people's reactions. Live for your experience. Live a life that interests you. Your work is not here to be focus group approved. It's here to push, provoke, delight, and confuse. It's here to help you figure out who you are. And if it upsets your uncle at Thanksgiving, you might just be doing it right. So how do you begin to design an interesting life? When I sat where you did, degree in hand, I had no idea. But you already have something very powerful going for you. You are artists. You have spent years generating ideas, creating something from nothing, and learning how to put your point of view into the world. That's not just a talent, that's a superpower. I didn't know I had that superpower when I took my newly minted liberal arts degree to New York in the late 90s and landed at IMG, the world's largest sports agency at the time. I joined a brand new division called the Interactive Media Group, and at the time, no one really knew how the internet worked, and absolutely no one knew what it meant for the future of sports, entertainment, or creativity. There were no playbooks, so we made them up. I worked on the first digital platforms for major sports properties, inventing how people would consume live stats and even video of their favorite sports and entertainment moments. It was exhilarating, not because I was the most qualified. I wasn't. Actually, nobody was. But I had something better. My own creative ideas and the guts to share them with others, even those more senior than me. This was all I needed. My ideas got me into rooms where decisions were made. Some of those ideas were terrible, but some got greenlit, and that meant I got to help build first-of-their-kind digital experiences and a network of relationships and world travel that I still use today. The lesson? Your ideas are your ticket in. They are the currency of your early career. When you don't yet have a title, a network, or years of experience, what you do have is your ability to see what others can't and say it out loud. I'm not sure exactly how I learned how to do it, but I did grow up with a pretty extraordinary teacher. My father was architect Peter Van Dijk. When you grow up with an architect, you don't just learn about buildings. You learn to see what's not there yet, to notice the white space, the gaps between things, really the future hiding in plain sight. That was my father's gift. He saw possibility everywhere. He was always sketching on napkins, envelopes, tabletops, with a pencil in hand and an idea in his head. He wasn't just designing buildings. He was designing how people would feel inside them, how a room might unfold to reveal a view, how light might fall in a way that makes someone feel seen. When I was 12, I didn't get it. We teased him for getting way too excited about a staircase or an entryway. But as I've gotten older, I've come to understand what a profound gift he gave me. He taught me how to see and how to feel the space around me. Now, I use different tools, digital ones, but the goal is the same. Create something that leaves people feeling more connected, more awake, more alive. And being here today, we are all literally inside one of his lessons. My father designed this amphitheater in 1989. This space, this moment, is part of his legacy, and now it's part of ours. My dad also taught me that curiosity is not just a personality trait, it's a skill. It can be practiced, strengthened, and refined, just like sculpting or storytelling. Curiosity is what turns uncertainty into opportunity. It's what helps you keep going when the path isn't clear. I've built my career not by knowing what comes next, but by staying curious enough to ask, what if I tried that? Or why not me? Being curious doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you're brave enough to keep asking better questions. It means you're willing to chase the thing that excites you, even when it doesn't make sense yet. We live in a world where everyone wants answers and wants them now. Be the person who follows your questions. Protect your curiosity. Let it run, including and especially when it scares us. We are once again standing at the edge of a technological revolution where almost no one fully understands AI technology yet, and even fewer can predict what it means for art and entertainment, much less every other aspect of life on planet Earth. What's different now is the speed, scale, and consequence. Unlike the 90s, today's revolution is unfolding in a world that's far more connected, more polarized, and even more shaped by powerful interests. It's okay to be scared, and it's okay to feel uncertain. But the paint is on the canvas. It is not okay to stay uninformed. It is because of our collective ethical concerns that this moment calls us to be curious. Right now, we are in a moment of incredible potential. And which way that potential gets made manifest will be determined literally by who is at the keys. This is when we need you, the artists, the most. Will we leave it to engineers to teach AI what creativity and beauty are? Will we leave it to billionaires to teach AI about equity and inclusion? We cannot. Not at all. Today, your creativity isn't obsolete. It's more vital than ever. Because machines can mimic, but they cannot dream. They cannot adapt the way a living, curious, creative soul can. With each technological shift, humans have faced a question: how will we meet this future? And time after time, it's the artists that have answered by expanding what creativity can be. The advent of photography in the 19th century didn't replace painting. It drove the rise of Impressionism and the creation of new techniques. The rise of radio, TV, and film in the 20th century didn't replace photography. It created new artistic industries like set design, dramatic writing, and animation. And the internet revolution created an explosion of graphic design, industrial and product design, music sampling, and the tools that democratized creativity, and may have set many of you on the path that led you to the CIA in the first place. The world you're stepping into will not sit still for you. Technology will change and culture will shift. Whole industries will rise and fall while we're still finishing our coffee. The most valuable thing you can bring to the table isn't a perfect plan. It's your ability to keep learning and use it to reinvent yourself constantly. Constantly. The artists who will shape the future are the ones willing to pick up the strange new tools, experiment with them, question them, break them apart, and then make something the world has never seen before. My career is the product of technological and cultural shifts I never could have imagined when I started out. Yet my path has been far from a perfect set of successes. But this next phase is going to challenge you to become the person you have always wanted to be. And what graduation speakers like me rarely talk about is that this is going to be hard work. When things fall apart, when no one's clapping, and when you feel invisible, that's not failure. When you've tried 30 times and you just can't seem to get it right, that's not failure. It's a signal. It's time to evolve. It's time to move the camera and change our approach and try it differently. This is hard work because no one can do it for you. We do this work ourselves. And I know because I've ignored those signals, and I've stayed too long in habits that didn't serve me, and I paid for it. But every time I paid attention and acted, my life leveled up. Oh, I still lost jobs, I still lost friends, and I still lost comfort, but I gained the next version of myself, which was far more valuable. We just don't get to grow and stay the same. The more you embrace change, the more alive your life will feel. I have a practice every year where I commit to a single phrase that I use to help push myself to change. Last year it was simple. Just show up. Show up for the small things, the party you RSVP'd to and now want to bail on, and show up especially for the hard things and the people who need you. Every time I hit a crossroads, all I had to do was show up. And the more I did, the easier it became. Because every time I showed up, life showed up back with new experiences and things I didn't even know I needed. Community, new perspective, and sometimes even healing. I've learned that the simple act of showing up can change everything. This is really where your training and your curiosity comes alive. And day by day, it's how you begin to shape what's ahead into something really beautiful. You have worked diligently over the past several years, showing up again and again to expand your knowledge, grow your skills, and define your vision for your future. So today, we don't just celebrate what you've created so far, we celebrate the part of you that dares to create in the first place. The next few years will be a constant motion of endings, beginnings, and unexpected turns. There may be moments you feel lost or lonely. There will be moments that challenge what you think you know. But remember this, you are artists and designers. You are trained not just to see the world, but to imagine something better. You are passengers in this next chapter. You are not passengers in this next chapter. You are architects of it. Your creativity is hard-coded. Your talents have been forged, and you are prepared for what is next. So when the world shifts under your feet, and it will, adapt. When the noise gets loud and the path gets messy, get curious. When opportunity of any sort knocks on your door, show up. And when you're faced with a blank screen or a blank moment in your life, create. The life you build will not be for someone else to judge. Build it big, bigger than you can imagine. Go beyond your limits. This is your real masterpiece. Build a life so true to yourself that no one else needs to understand it. The only person who needs to love it is you. Congratulations, class of 2025. Now, please join me in welcoming Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost Greg Watts to introduce the faculty speaker.